This is Rick Nolan with Nolan Outdoors. I'm going to show you how to make a bear lick. For the first year I'll be able to hunt bear in Oklahoma, black bear in Oklahoma. A lot of folks don't know there's black bear in Oklahoma, but there's quite a population in the eastern part of the state, specifically in southeastern Oklahoma, where we'll be hunting. We're hunting private land, so it's legal to bait. We've been baiting, getting bears to come to the bait on a fairly consistent and regular basis. The last time I went down, I made a bear lick, put on 2 different stands. I'll show you some pictures of the bear enjoying the bear lick. They licked them clean, so I'm going to make some more, take them down there next week, put them out getting ready for October 1st archery season for bear. I'm going to walk you through the process and show you the ingredients. It takes about an hour to get this done from start to finish, so I'll be cutting back and forth, kind of giving you progress reports. If you're interested in the recipe, you can email me at rick@NolanOutdoors, NOLANOUTDOORS.com, one word, NolanOutdoors.com, rick@NolanOutdoors.com. Okay, I'm going to walk you through the ingredients that you're going to need to make this bear lick. First of all, you're going to need some sugar. I buy it in a 25-pound bag because it's cheaper. You don't have to get that much. First time I made 2 bear licks in number 10 cans, which is an institutional size can like you'd see at a restaurant. These I'm making in a little bit bigger. You're going to need a bucket. I've got 2 of these. I bought these at a paint store. If you can get some metal 1-gallon paint buckets, that'd be real good. Kind of hard to find, at least it was for me. So I bought those pails. They're a little bit bigger. They'll do fine. You got to have metal, because you're going to be pouring 325 degree candy syrup in it here in a little bit, so the plastic won't work, it'll melt. Besides that, the bears will eat the plastic up. You need some vanilla. This is McCormick pure vanilla extract. You can use the imitation. The vanilla, the pure, the real stuff may work a little better for you. Need some K-Rose syrup. Bought this at Walmart. It's about $2.50 a bottle. If you can find a Walmart brand, it's a little bit cheaper. You're going to need some of that. You're going to need some Jello. Avoid the citrus flavors. This one is strawberry is what I'm making this time. So here's what you need. To make a small batch, my recommendation is to make the smaller batches, pour it in, start over, remake another one, then pour it in on top of it. And let it cool that way. It's a little bit easier to manage than making a big batch. You can double the ingredients, which is what I'm going to do this morning. But what you want to do is you want to take 8 cups of sugar, 3 cups of the K-Row, which is one of these jars is about 2 cups, so 1.5 of those, and 2 cups of water, and then you're going to pour it into your turkey fryer. Okay, you can see my stock pot, my turkey fryer that I've got. I've got my K-Row syrup. I'm going to put, like I said, I'm mixing up twice the normal mix, so you would use half this much, or I recommend you use half this much at least starting out. So I'm putting in 6 cups, you would put in 3 of K-Row syrup. I've already got my sugar in the bowl, or in the pot. Okay. Alright. Okay, putting in the water. So you'd put in 2 cups. I put in 4. Let me show you what that looks like, if I can. Okay, I'm going to put the Jello in. I'm going to mix the Jello in a separate pot. And the reason I'm doing this is we add this later after this other concoction is ready for it. So put some water in there. Half a cup of water for a regular mixture, and a full cup for what I'm doing. I'm putting in 2 of these packages of Jello. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this sitting on the fire just right next to it so it kind of warm up, and that'll help that Jello melt in that water. And I'm also going to put the vanilla extract in it. Here it is. I'm just going to put a dash of vanilla extract in there, or the vanilla, the pure vanilla extract. So that'll kind of warm up. I won't ever get it to a boil. I'll just get it warmed up enough where it'll all dissolve. I'll pour it in later and I'll show you that process. Okay, I got my fire going. I got me a stirring stick. You got to do a lot of stirring. This sugar is caked up at the bottom as you would expect, in with that Karo syrup. So as I pour the heat to it, I'll start to stir it, and it'll get a little easier to stir here in a minute. I'll be back in a minute after it gets to boiling real good, and I'll kind of walk you through the process. Okay, while this is heating up and I'm stirring, I'll show you a couple of things. Number one, you're going to need a good pair of gloves. I use a welding glove, old welding glove that I don't use anymore, and just a leather glove. But here's the bucket I showed you a while ago. What you need to do, and I'm going to stir this while I'm talking, kind of multitask, is you need a way to fasten this bucket to a tree. Some guys put a chain in there and just kind of leave the chain draping out. As they lick down, they'll free it up. I drill a couple holes in here and use some cable. This is a real short piece of cable. The reason for that is because I've got a long piece of cable already attached to the tree, and I'll just take some clamp this to it. If you don't, they'll haul it off. In fact, one of my cans is missing in action. They managed to pull it free, and who in the heck knows what happened to that can, but it's long gone. The other can we had for about 3 weeks down there, and it is completely licked clean. I mean, there's not even a smidget in any one of the little crevices or corners, and I've got some pictures I'll show you of those bears laying there licking on that can. So I'm heating this up. I'm going to stir it. I'm going to get it to where it's a milky color right now, kind of a creamy, milky color. I'm going to stir it until it turns clear. And once it turns clear, I'll back off of it, quit stirring it, and let it kind of boil down a little bit. But I'll come back and show you. In fact, I'll just show you right now. That's what it looks like right now. Kind of a milky color. So one of the keys to this process is continuing to stir. You got to really stir it. So I'll come back here in a little bit after I get it cooked up a little. Okay, what we're doing now is we're letting it boil down. It's cooked until it's clear. I'm going to let it boil down. It takes about 15 minutes. It's going to get up to about 325 degrees, and then it's going to get to what they call the hard boil stage. A small container, this says bear grease on there, but it's not bear grease, it's just water. This is a container that my wife uses to collect bacon grease and grease out of the kitchen that I take to the bear lease. And what we're going to use this water for is we're going to test this when it gets to about 325 degrees after I get it all mixed up. See if it's at that, what they call that hard boil stage. That's where I'm going to dip some into that water. When it cools, it'll be brittle and it'll snap. If it's still gummy and pliy, then it's not ready yet. So it's got to be where it'll. The other thing I'm doing simultaneously, and I think you can see it here, is I've got, well, you can't see it. Let me tilt it down where you can. I've got my pot that's got my Jello mixture in it right here. And I've got it sitting right next to the fire. And the only reason I'm doing that is just to get it warm so that Jello will mix in with that water. I've also got a candy thermometer or a smoker thermometer that I use to check the temperature of the mixture. Your goal is to get up to around 325, 310, 315, 325. When you get there, it's at that hard boil stage, and you know you're getting close. Okay, let me show you what it looks like now. It's close to 300 degrees. Let me give you a peek. It's not quite ready. Let me show you how you can tell. I'm going to take